All right, we are here in the Regent Street. It's August. Amazing.
This is episode 8. It's almost been a year.
It's not almost been a year.
I'm going to say that every time now.
Until it's been a year.
Until it's been a year. And then what will I say? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
You'll be like, it's almost been 2 years. So it's August. Welcome. We're so glad to be here. Deena's going to tell us what we're doing in this episode because I can't remember. But
well, it's action-packed, as always. We're going to talk about all sorts of fun stuff. So what concerts look like in the time of the pandemic. People are getting very creative. There's some cool stuff to discuss with that. We're going to do a new segment, kind of our fun thing that we do where we think we're hilarious, and we hope that at least like our moms think so too. This one's called...
My mom thinks we're hilarious.
My mom does when she watches it, which is like hit or miss. But this one's called Speak Your Truth.
Speak Your Truth.
So we'll explain what that is.
Maybe even hashtag Speak Your Truth.
Oh, 100% hashtag. And then you guys can share yours. We'll get into it. And what else? Our bits of beauty at the end that we always do. We leave you with something beautiful that's inspired us recently. And we're going to talk about how this summer has been and the fact that school will be starting very soon. And
summer's ending.
Yeah.
So we thought we would rebel against summer's ending as kind of a rage against the dying of the light thing. So we wore yellow.
We're all about raging. Obviously.
Raging yellow.
How has summer been for you? It's obviously been a whole different kind of experience and time of life. How have you made it something positive or different or interesting? Or has it just been 2 thumbs down? Boo, summer 2020.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's been so different for me this year. I mean, that's for everyone, but I work at Waterford, and normally the summer months, I'm still there's still things that you're connected with at the school, but not as much. You have you're very much, you have your summer, and it hasn't been that way this summer because we've spent a great deal of time preparing for the fall and dealing with the pandemic as we return to campus. So it's been different in that way. I think, a lot of the things that we've talked about over the last few months from the time that we did our Zoom episode they still apply. The difficulty in focusing that everybody seems to be talking about. I still feel that. So yeah, it's just, it's been a COVID summer.
You know what I feel like it kind of did, but although I made a conscious effort for it to be like this, was bring me back to the summers of my youth when there wasn't a lot of stuff to do or places to be. So other than work, I've just kind of given into the play of it. Just we're going to the park, we're staying up later than normal, and just kind of having that carefree summer and going to the mountains, just being outdoors.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it could have been really depressing. Like when we had to cancel the summer show, that's always the highlight of my summer. For the last few years is us doing our fairy tale in this space. And so it's like, all right, that's either going to make me super sad and super depressed, or I'm going to live it up in this like childlike way with Charlie and just make it a good one.
Yeah. And I think that's really smart. I don't think I've been as successful at that because I've held on to losing the shows, and so I don't think I've been as successful as that as you. However, I've had wonderful time with my kids. Rain is home because of COVID. She's not, on campus. River is home all the time, and so that's been a lot of fun. We've been able to spend a lot of time together. So in that respect, it has been really great.
And the 4th of July was so great. We celebrated all together. Charlie said
there, yeah.
Best fireworks he's ever seen in his life.
They were amazing, and it was awesome that Charlie loved them.
So we've had our bright spots.
They were mostly the neighbors' fireworks, by the way.
A little bit, yeah. How do you feel about school starting again? You ready? Ready to go back?
No. So Waterford is about as prepared as I think you could possibly be. It's astonishing what they've done to prepare. They're offering this sort of array of things that you can do as a family. So there are some families who have chosen to not have their child come back to campus, but they still want to be taught by Waterford teachers. And so there's this whole, just like in the spring, there's this online option. And then there's this hybrid version where some students will be on campus, part of the time, and then it rotates and they're home and there are other students on campus, so that on campus there can be distancing and really fewer people to deal with when it comes to making sure that all of the COVID policies are actually happening. Everybody's going to be in mask. Every single classroom has been dealt with individually, has a camera, so that the students who aren't on campus are zoomed in.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's really complex, and it's taken a lot of preparation. And now that it's coming, and now that it's going to be starting any time now, it's daunting.
Yeah. I can't even imagine the preparation that's gone into all of this behind the scenes, and especially coming up with those different options and keeping that rotating, some kids here, some kids at home. It's a lot. I wasn't sure what to do with Charlie. He's in his last year of preschool. So on one hand, it's like, okay, at least it's just preschool. But I also feel like it's crucial for him to set him up for kindergarten. He still needs to be used to being away, listening to a teacher, being around kids. And, school districts didn't all come out and say what was happening at the same time. It was like here and there. So I was waiting to hear. So he is going back. They are going to have in-person classes again, so I decided I'm going to give it a whirl early September. I think they do want them masked, which will be a little tricky, I think, for a bunch of 4-year-olds, but all we can do is try to spin it as positively as we can, and we'll see. And
that's kind of what we, if there's a theme to this episode, it's about kind of dealing with it, we've talked in the past about this desire that everyone has to get back to normal and to move on with our lives. We don't know how long that's going to take. And so a lot of the things we're talking about today are ways that we can, we're not back to normal by any stretch, but ways that we are getting there.
Yeah. I just thought of one more thing that was a highlight of the summer. The comet.
The comet.
We have to just talk about the comet before we wrap this little part up. So we went to see Neowise. We tried one time, went to Salt Air. We weren't able to see it.
No, but there were lots of mosquitoes.
I think my legs are still scarred from all the mosquito bites. But then we tried it again the very next week and had one of the best summer nights.
It was so much fun. We went up to Camas, and we just played music and sat there and watched the sky and looked at the beautiful comet.
It was so great.
Fun.
You could see the Milky Way. You feel like you're in a snow globe, and that's what I mean. Just those simple, beautiful nights, eating some Skittles, singing along. It was so good.
Such a good time.
All right, should we wrap this up and bring out Graham?
Let's do it.
I am so excited to have Graham Brown here with us today from Sonder Immersive. I've been wanting to sit down and chat with you for quite some time. What you guys are doing, so innovative, so creative. You are giving people a way to experience live theater and performances despite the pandemic safely. Now, we recently saw Through Yonder Window, and I want to get into all of that, but first of all, for people who don't know, tell us what Sonder Immersive is.
So Sonder Immersive is an immersive theater company, which means rather than being in a theater, the audience is brought into different environments and they're experiencing an entire world rather than once removed show. So I sometimes describe it to people as sort of like being live inside of a film, where you are the camera and you are choosing who to follow and where and how close and how far away and what interesting angles. So it's a merger, and it's also a merger of worlds of theater and dance and design and space. My background is in dance. My creative partner, Rick Curtis, his background is in dramaturgy and writing. And the casts that we work with are kind of on the whole spread of both actors, dancers, and then in between. And we try not to make too big of a distinction between those, that everybody's moving, everybody's experiencing a story, whether it's being spoken with words or with the body or with interactive experience.
Which was very apparent in Through Yonder Window. I loved that.
Yeah,
I loved it.
everybody's doing everything, and it's almost like a sleep no more of sorts, because you're going to have a different experience based on who you are nearby. Through Yonder window, we experienced in the car in one spot with one set of characters, basically, and we were so satisfied with that experience.
Yeah, we loved it. Tell me a little bit more about how you came to this. A little bit more about your background.
Okay.
How you came to immersive theater.
Yes, my background is in dance. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in dance and in modern dance, contemporary dance, and I got really fascinated with theatrical physical theater work. Having seen Deviate Physical Theater, I saw them live. They're based in London, and that really changed. It really inspired me to want to get into more specific of content. And then in New York, I saw Then She Fell, which is another immersive show. The Sleep No More is maybe more people know about, but Then She Fell is another big one. And that one really blew me away in terms of realizing that this is what I'm really trying. This is what I've been trying to do, and I didn't have the vernacular for it yet. I've been trying to put people inside of experiences. I've been trying to remove the fourth wall, and this work literally does that. And so I was actually in the midst of a rehearsal process for a show that I was making. It was called You at the time, and it was a proscenium show. And I came back from New York and was like, okay, guys, change of plans. And the show was booked in the Rose Wagner Black Box Theater, and it. So what I did was I removed all the seating, and the show moved throughout that space with various points of view and things like that. Then from there, I felt like there was more to the work, and that show, You, evolved into what became Sonder, which happened in 2017 at the Bay, what used to be the Bay nightclub. So anyway, that's what brought me to that work, is that desire to really inject these experiences. Oh, and another really practical reason is that dance, in my opinion, always looks better closer. In the rehearsal process, we're always in the studio making this work and looking at it, and we're like, within feet because we're just in the studio, and then it happens in this gigantic theater. And I think, there's all kinds of different aesthetics and so forth, but for me, being close, being able to feel the kinetic energy is really exciting.
Yeah, and for the audience, it's like a voyeuristic experience. You feel like I shouldn't be watching this. It's so intimate, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Sonder, the first thing that really maybe put you guys on the map here, would you say?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and then people sometimes have confusion. Well, are you Sackerson? What is Sonder Immersive? Explain that.
Sure. So Sackerson produced our show, Sonder. In fact, it was Alex Ungerman, one of the producers of Sackerson, who came up with the title. I had called it You, and he's like, that's a terrible title. And we found this word Sonder. He found this word Sonder, which is, it's in the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, which you can look up online. And it's this writer who has come up with words for ideas that don't have a word for them in English. And the word Sonder, as he has coined it, means that experience in which you realize that your life, that everyone around you's life is as complicated and intricate as your own.
I just got chills. I love that.
Yeah. And that's really the spirit of the entire work. And so that's why we named the show, the company, after that show. But yeah, so we're good friends with Sackerson. They also do immersive work. But that's the distinction. Sackerson produced our show Sonder, and then we have now become our own thing.
Tell us a little bit about what Through Yonder window was for you, for the team, and also what's happening with it next.
Sure. So our show, The Chocolatier, which was formerly titled Thank You Theobromine, was about to open on March 13th, which is basically the day that everything crashed.
Right.
And so it was terrible. It was really, really hard, and everyone went digital, immediately. And we had that conversation, like, do we figure out some kind of choose your own adventure video film of the show? And it just felt like that wasn't, and what really landed for me was I just feel so passionate about live experiences, that's really what we do, and it feels really important. And in this time where even everything's going digital, it feels all the more important. So it was like, how on earth do we do this? And it was Rick who pointed out, well, drive-in movie theaters are kind of doing great right now. And so we conceptualized through Yonder window from there. The idea was, okay, do we use, because we have many shows that we're working on, do we repurpose one of these? And that didn't feel right. And finally, we said, let's just make something new, but let's use a really, really recognizable story, like Romeo and Juliet. I don't know, haha, because that's too obvious. But then everybody was like, actually, that's not bad. Romeo and Juliet would be fun to play with. It's very physical. There's obviously a lot of drama. It's very recognizable. So it went from there, creating the show through Yonder window.
Choice.
Yeah.
Because we loved it. We loved what you did with we loved that you messed around with it too. That you messed around with the actual story. But like Deena was saying, we were sitting in a place where we were mainly paying attention to Friar Lawrence and Maria, and we just loved it.
Yeah.
We thought those two performers were very good.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing that I love about this work is that it has this way of sort of neutralizing the main characters and elevating the side characters, that, as I said that word Sonder, that everyone's life is as interesting, and, so, Shakespeare put a lot of effort into Romeo and Juliet. What about the friar? What about the nurse? What about Tybalt and Mercutio? Like, those were the gaps that we had fun filling.
And you could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell for sure.
After we saw it, I wanted to see it again because I thought, let me have another experience now, because I felt like, again, we had prime spots, loved our experience, wanted to see it again, didn't get a chance, but you just told me something before we started filming today. You guys are going to continue this.
Yes. So we, much as a continued response to the continued unknown about COVID, we've said, you know what, this show doesn't require that much. We just need a big open space, and we can do it anywhere. And so we have developed this pop-up version. The intricate set is much more simplified, but besides that, it's the exact same show, and it's an offering to the public that basically anyone can sponsor it, book it, and host an event. All we need is a big, like a parking lot or a cul-de-sac or a field. Adaptability is kind of the name of the game for us.
Yeah.
And so, we're eager to bring it to you, to everybody.
I love this. And is it the same experience? Is it an hour-long same show?
It's all the same show, yeah. And maybe just to explain, it's kind of a mixture of immersive theater and theater in the round, insofar as there's cars around the circumference of the performance space. But the performance space is very large, so that you see different things depending on where you are. And so we just need kind of a big
And people
area.
can do that now? They can start getting hold of you? Do they
totally.
go on the website?
Yeah, so
Decide
if
when?
the easiest way would be to go to any of our social media outlets, Sonder Immersive SLC on either Facebook or Instagram, and there's a link there to our website, which has a lot of information about what this thing is, what the experience would be like, and then with contact information to begin a conversation to bring it to the people. I mean, it's so interesting, the time of COVID has instigated so much out-of-the-box thinking, and out-of-the-box and out of the theater thinking. Like, how do we bring people to experiences? And just to kind of contextualize it, the show ran for 3 weeks at the Gateway in the parking garage, and for many reasons, but one of which was that it was a very involved set, and it was technically a public space. I mean, it's a very obscure parking garage, but there just wasn't an ability to really sustain such a long run to take that risk of all of that equipment and stuff. So we have this technically simpler version that we can bring to the people.
You have something really cool coming up in October at the Gateway again at Dreamscapes. tell me about that and explain what Dreamscapes is. Again, for those who haven't been, so cool.
Yeah, so Dreamscapes is an immersive art gallery created by the Utah Arts Alliance at the Gateway in downtown. And what we have done is, in collaboration with the Utah Arts Alliance, we have basically created 10 characters inspired by the rooms in the exhibit, and it's a very intimate experience with the audience. It's 3 audience per time slot, and you enter and you stick with one character as they move through the exhibit and as they interact with all of the rest of the characters. And so that's why it's called the carousel. It moves through, and you move through twice. So 2 out of the 10 characters you'll get to know intimately in each time you come to the show. And as they're moving through, they interact, with all of the other characters as well. And the stories are very broad, from a grieving mother, an eccentric dragon. There's a character called the Rave. He's just kind of like a fever dream. They're all inspired by these different ideas of dreaming.
This sounds amazing.
That's great. I can't wait to see it.
We'll go, and then we'll chat about it. Yeah, Dreamscapes is so cool. And they're constantly updating those rooms, too. Mm-hmm. So
in fact, one of the characters was inspired by a room that doesn't exist anymore, and we just kept the character. It was the famous, the ball pit room, the beachy ball pit.
Yeah.
So one of the characters, her name is Brandy from the song Brandy, and she's this kind of person that everyone loves, and except for the person that she loves, who doesn't love her back. But this kind of beachy character, and the beach is gone. But we had already created it, so we kept her.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Well, we can't wait to see it. I feel like nobody else is really doing what you guys are doing here in town. So support them, keep an eye on them, tell everyone where to find you.
Yeah, so Facebook or Instagram, Sonder Immersive SLC, and that will have also links to our website and our email list and all of that.
Perfect. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Great to have you here.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that was awesome. Thank you, Graham. So I want to talk more about things like that. I want to talk about, I said earlier that we wanted to talk today about how we're getting back to normal. Mm-hmm. And you have run into some different concerts and other events that are trying different things so that people can gather again and experience things, which is, of course, is very important to us as artists. And then I've got one that I'm going to that I can talk about. But tell us about some of these that you've learned about.
Yeah, it's so hopeful because, of course, when all of this hit, you think concerts will never come back. Yeah. We're never going to be able to gather like that for live music again, but I cannot believe how creative people have gotten. So I think that this is in the UK. They're doing these kind of spaced out areas where you are just with your people, probably just a few at a time in your own little area, kind of sectioned off, all outdoors so that you're safely watching the band play, who I'm assuming is also somewhat socially distanced, or maybe not, but there's no big crowd. You're just in your area. And then hotels are doing this with a lot of different bands. They're collaborating and partnering up so that the band is playing like in the courtyard of a hotel, and then people probably have some kind of a deal, I'm assuming, worked out with the hotel to rent a room, and then they're watching it from their balcony. From their room, yeah. So I think that both of these sound like a way I would much rather see a concert, actually, because I'm a grandma. Like, I just want my own space. I don't want the crowd of people around me. I feel like it would be great. You could be ordering your food, having your intimate experience.
Similar to what we did with Sonder.
Yeah.
Right, Sonder Immersive with through Yonder window, where we just pulled up in the car and you and I just stayed in the car.
Yeah.
And watched the show.
It's like a VIP experience. You can bring your own snacks, do your own thing, and then, that's it. So Pierpont Place downtown has started to kind of put this into play. So locally, people are picking up on this and giving it a try. And I think this is indoors, but it's small. Lots of different local musicians playing. They're selling out, and they keep you, again, in that area. You can only be like 2 to 8 people. They have delicious food. They have charcuterie boards. They have drinks. They have vegan, vegetarian, sweets. They collaborate with different local restaurants at times too. Local Diablo Churros was one that they had mentioned to me, and something that we should probably check out and then report back, but we got to get on it because they are selling so well.
I definitely want to do that, and I'm doing something like that this next weekend. So you might be surprised. Most people who know me know I'm very refined and not really
100%.
into, loud music.
Oh no, not this guy.
But there is a band you may have heard of, Metallica. These guys are going to be big. But keep an eye on them.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, well, they're doing a similar thing. So they're recording a whole concert, right? A whole performance, and then it's going to air in drive-in theaters across the country this next weekend. So I've already got my tickets. You just pull up. I'm just going to pull up in my truck, sit in the back of the truck, and watch a Metallica concert.
I love it.
Yeah, and it's kind of that same idea. Everybody's in their own space.
Yeah.
But we're going to have that time to watch Metallica play.
I love it. I'm all about the spacing it out. So you know how on social media memories will pop up like on this day years ago. So one popped up recently, I'm not even kidding, from, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago, where I said there should be like marks on the floor when you're in line at the grocery store so that people cannot get into your personal space. And then it popped up the other day and I was like, I am a prophetess.
Yeah.
I foretold this.
She is the ultimate grandma. Ultimate grandma. So really,
so proud of it.
The reality is that COVID has been her dream come true.
Get off my lawn, kids. All right? Let's keep those in place. I would love to see all of that kept.
Yeah, but we have our quarantine groups, right?
Yeah.
I mean, basically you and I have been part of a quarantine group since the beginning of it.
We have.
We never really we were always
No,
part of it.
and even when we Zoomed, we were like, should we Zoom from the same place in different rooms, or are you going to be home?
The only reason that I Zoomed from my house and she Zoomed from hers was to avoid controversy. That's really...
And now we just outed ourselves, so let the comments roll in, but you know what? We did.
But we've all, we've just been the way it's been.
It's just how it's going to go.
We've just been working together the whole time, so...
And burritos needed to be had in person, not over Zoom, so...
That's right.
There you go. We all have our quarantine teams.
Can't throw food at Deena,
and I'm glad you're mine. No, you can't. All right. Do we want to do, let's do something fun again now? 2 in a row? Well, all of it's fun, but let's do our funny stuff, okay? That we think is funny. You might think it's funny. Okay, so a couple days ago, Javen texted me with just something totally random and then hashtag speak your truth. And I loved it so much, and I was like, this needs to be a segment. Just funny things that pop into your head that is true for you, and we thought, why not jot some down? I don't know what he wrote. He doesn't know what I wrote. Just random things that are true for us, and we're going to discuss. So, I mean, who knows how this will go. Take it away.
All right. I'm going to start with the one with the text I sent to you. So this is the one thing that has been heard between us. So the loudest sound known to humankind is the snap of the conditioner lid in the shower. Hashtag speak your truth.
You're not
expecting that.
You're not wrong, but have you ever, wait, first of all, is this a negative thing for you? Have you ever thought about buying shampoo and conditioner that has a pump so you don't have to have that?
No, I've never thought about that because I get the same kind. Also, shut up. And also...
Well, I was going to gift you some, but now I'm returning.
Also, it is generally a negative thing. The reason is because I'm the kind of person who, when I wake up before everyone else, I try to be really quiet. And so, that snap is whoosh, feels like it.
You know what? I don't think I ever fully shut it. I think it's kind of just ever so gently placed back down.
I think that's disgusting.
Unfriended, blocked. All right, you know what? My turn. Okay, it makes me upset when you are driving and you see someone with their left arm hanging out of the window. They're just way too relaxed on the road. I want your hands at 10 and 2. Hashtag speak your truth.
Speak your truth. You don't want people to relax while they're driving.
No.
No.
Like, why are you so laid back, having a great day?
It's
Sit
very
up.
Serious business.
Upright. Yes.
So I was just telling somebody how before I lived in New York, I was like a, drive fast down the freeway, get out of my way kind of driver, And then I lived in New York for the years I was there and came back to Utah and bought a car, and I'm just totally laid back.
Ew, do you hang your arm out the window?
I don't think I do that.
Okay, then we can stay friends. All right, you're up.
Okay, I'm up. Oh, I think up. Okay. The deer this August are looking shabby. Something needs to be done about it. Hashtag speak your truth.
Wait a minute.
I've noticed they're not looking unfed. They're looking
Where-
healthy.
Where do you see deer all August?
I see deer every single day because I run in the canyon every day. And so I see deer every day, and I've just noticed they look terrible. They don't look unfed, but their pelts.
Not shiny and
No,
luxurious?
They're disgusting.
Give them some of that conditioner and say, fix yourself.
Something needs to be done. Turn.
Okay. Pickles baked onto a pizza is delicious. Hashtag speak your truth.
I've never tried it. I can't argue.
Would you try it? Or does the thought of that make you want to? Bleh?
No, I would try it. I would try it. It's weird. I'm in this weird, I think everything in my life is turned upside down, and I didn't used to be a try food person.
Oh.
And now I'm like, I'll try
You'd
it.
give it a whirl? Okay, I'm gonna make it for you.
Well, okay.
And it will change your life.
Pickles cooked into pizza.
Yeah, you have to bake it on. Like, you don't want to cook a pizza and then get a jar of pickles and plop them on. That would be disgusting. But there's something about the baked on. It's just subtle. It's kind of crunchy. Oh, my mouth's watering.
Well, try it.
Okay,
I look forward to it.
sweet.
All right. I keep losing. Okay, there we go. Now, I've actually said this one on social media before, so forgive me for that, but I couldn't leave it out. It's very important to me. We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister is the happiest song ever written. Hashtag speak your truth.
I like when Mario laughs behind the camera. It's my favorite. The happiest song ever?
It's the happiest song ever written. I challenge you to go listen to it right now, and it will make you happy.
What about like the Mr. Rogers theme
Oh,
song?
no. That's so depressing.
Oh,
So depressing. No. That's not happy. There's something almost, I don't know. Something a little bit sad about that.
about Mr. Rogers' theme?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
For sure.
Okay.
But We're Not Gonna Take It.
It's
happy.
been a minute since I've heard it, but I'm gonna listen to it on the drive home today, and then I'll text you. I'll report back
They should be playing it in preschools.
on the first day of school.
They should.
Okay. Hugh Jackman is overrated. Hashtag speak your truth. Oh, Mario was glaring. Oh,
Hugh
I know this is going to be controversial.
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, right?
I'm getting a thumbs down. Yeah, Greatest Showman. This is what made me think of it, because I watched a little bit of that again the other day, and I was like, you know what? Okay, again, like, let the negative comments roll in, but I don't particularly like the sound of his voice.
Yeah, I like Hugh Jackman. I just think he has a great presence, but I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
He
see
just
that.
leaves me lukewarm.
Yeah,
Eh.
I got it. I like Wolverine though.
Yeah, he's pretty cool as Wolverine, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
Okay.
is that it?
That's my truth. It's my reality.
All right. Diet Pepsi is clearly better than Diet Coke, but Diet Coke is okay. We can coexist. Which reminds me, coexist stickers are stupid. Hashtag speak your truth.
Okay, so much. This is gonna get deep. So
It already got deep.
first of all, bumper stickers are stupid.
Bumper stickers are stupid.
Also, Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi, both. No, it's like disgusting syrup bubble nonsense, syrup
you drink?
bubbles. Well, if I'm gonna have a soda, I'm not gonna do diet. I need a Coke or a Sprite. I love both.
Oh, that's right. I need Sprite.
But I've been trying to do less soda and do like those bubbly waters just because I am a soda lover. But wait, this just reminded me of something. I have a very, very important question for you. So when you get a soda, you have to tell me the order of what sodas taste best. Like fountain drink, glass bottle, can. Like rank your order.
Oh man, so I was oddly enough just having this conversation with somebody who likes Diet Coke better than Diet Pepsi, which is of course wrong. Yeah, so it's like, for me, so you want to go worst to best?
Or either way. Either way.
Okay.
Start with your favorite. Tell us your favorite.
Yeah, definitely the favorite is like in a glass with ice.
Oh, interesting.
That's definitely
Okay.
the favorite.
All right.
Then a can. The can is better. And then I'll have like a fountain drink. And then the most horrible thing is like from the plastic. Like,
Oh yeah, they go flat so
Yeah, I don't
easy.
like those.
I think my order is fountain drink with crushed ice, if that's an option, a glass bottle, a can, and then the plastic bottle. Now I
Right.
want a sody.
with no coexist sticker on the can.
No.
No.
But what if you had, wait, what was your favorite again?
My favorite is like a glass.
Oh, the glass. What if it was a glass of the most delicious soda you've ever had and you were so parched you had just come out of the desert but it had a coexist sticker on it? Would you accept it and drink it?
I would. I wouldn't let them rule my life like that. I would.
Oh, that's
I would
good to
drink my
hear.
Stuff, yeah. And you know, well, we can talk more about soda later.
I feel like I don't really have that many good ones left, other than I just want to brag about this. I can mix a perfect batch of fry sauce on the first try. Speak your truth.
Speak your truth. That's amazing.
Always. It's a skill.
How come I didn't know that?
I don't know.
How did that
When you
happen?
have your pickles on your pizza, I'll make you a little batch.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should put it on my resume of special skills.
I feel weird.
Do one more. Do you have one more or like many more?
I have two more.
Oh, do them.
I have
Do
two
them.
more, yeah. But one of them is kind of not good, so I think we'll end with this one.
Okay.
I don't like trucker hats. Speak your truth.
So, back in like the early 2000s, I might have gone through a phase for a minute where I wore some. I think like Britney Spears and Paris Hilton wore those, like with their low rise jeans and our Von Dutch bags and our trucker hats. But yeah, I don't know. That's it.
It's not good. Yeah, there's no good trucker hat.
I cannot picture you in a trucker hat.
No, that would never happen, but I see them. I still see them.
Yeah.
You still see people wearing trucker hats. And there's no good way to do it. Not for men, not for women.
All right.
Not for truckers.
Not even for truckers.
Not even for truckers.
Would you like to see them class it up a little? Maybe a fedora?
I think the truckers should start wearing bowler hats for sure.
Oh, I love it.
That would be amazing.
Bring back the bowler hat. Normalize the bowler hat.
I don't wear hats, but if we brought back bowler hats, I would wear hats.
I'd wear one too.
Yeah.
So to talk about this summer again, despite everything, despite how hard things happen, despite the pandemic, this, for me personally, has been one of the best summers that I've had in a long time for a lot of deep personal reasons that I won't necessarily elaborate too much on, but and those close to me know I've had quite a journey of healing over the last few years. It's been a work in progress, and I feel like I'm finally to a place with that feels better than it has in a long time. So I wrote this little blurb the end of July that I wanted to share. And it says, healing feels more like remembering than it does recovering. Remembering how glorious you are and have been all along. How tragic it is that sometimes we meet someone who makes us forget. But when you remember, you will never again dwell where you aren't chosen, and never again will you be Icarus.
I love it. I love it. I was just talking to somebody about this idea of remembering. And in fact, as you know, the recent Bob Dylan album came out, and I loved it so much. And he has a song on there called Mother of Muses. And the Mother of Muses is memory. And that's what the song is about. It's about that. And it's very, very similar to what you were just talking about. And it's been amazing to watch you go through that process and to watch what has happened over the last few months. So,
plus you've known me for a long time and seen me through a lot of phases and experiences, and so yeah, you know it all well.
No, it's been awesome. That was beautiful. Thank you. Mine is not that different, actually. So this is from a poem by Wallace Stevens called Sunday Morning. And I'm just going to read one section of it, but it's kind of, it deals with, here we are in August, end of summer, and it has been quite the summer for sure, a memorable one. And he says something in here that has for years resonated with me and kind of loomed. He says that death is the mother of beauty. And so this idea, and you kind of brought it up, right? Letting go and stuff is what gives us the opportunity for something beautiful to take its place, to take the place of what was let go. That is a difficult thing to do. And then he takes it a step further in that death itself is what makes things beautiful, because we know that we will eventually have to let go of everything. So here's Wallace Stevens, a section from Sunday Morning. She says, "But in contentment I still feel the need of some imperishable bliss. Death is the mother of beauty. Hence from her alone shall come fulfillment to our dreams and our desires. Although she strews the leaves of sure obliteration on our paths, the path sick with sorrow took, the many paths where triumph rang its brassy phrase, where love whispered a little out of tenderness, she makes the willow shiver in the sun for maidens who were wont to sit and gaze upon the grass, relinquished to their feet. She causes boys to pile new plums and pears on disregarded plate. The maidens taste and stray impassioned in the littering leaves."
Beautiful. So beautiful. And we'll put these up on our social media too, because I want to go back, save that. Everyone will want to.
We will. We'll put it there. It's been an awesome one.
It's almost been a year.
Almost been a year. But it's been 8 months.
I know.
That's amazing.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember, we were just sitting in this theater at rehearsal one night, and she and I were just riffing. And then I was like, we should do a show together.
And look at this.
And here we are.
8 episodes in and just getting started. I look forward to seeing where it goes.
Yeah. Thanks, folks.